YouTube, what up? Welcome back to a new video. If this is your first time here on the channel, thanks so much for stopping by. Definitely check out some of my other videos. And if you like what you see, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Happy Nintendo Switch 2 Day, guys. It's Thursday, June 5th, 2025. The Nintendo Switch 2 is out. It's here. Well, it's not here, technically. I haven't picked my console up yet. I'm not a cool kid, all right? I'm in bed at midnight. The way my sleep schedule works, yeah, homegirl be in the bed at midnight. But yeah, I'm getting ready to go and pick up my console right now. And then I gotta go to work. I'm going into work late to begin with because this GameStop doesn't open until noon. So I'm gonna go get my console, go to work, come home, and mess around with it. But I figure I'd bring you guys along with me. I'll see you once we get to GameStop. I made it to the GameStop. I'm actually here waiting for my son. I see him pulling up now. We're about to head inside. He didn't actually, I'm waiting for him because he didn't want me to pick up my console by himself. You know, he's protective about his mama. So, yeah. We are waiting. I'm going to go inside, get my console. We're going to go get a little coffee and call it a day. Yes, I'm excited, guys. Finally, Switch 2. All right, let's get this console. A couple of hours have passed. I done made it home from Target, went to the grocery store, and then came home and streamed over on my Twitch channel, streamed some Mario Kart World, which was a good time. I'm going to do a dedicated video about my impressions on Mario Kart World, but I do want to give you guys some impressions of like first impressions over the past couple of days about the Nintendo Switch 2. Before we get into that though, I told you, if you guys saw, I did go to Target, so I figured I'd just show you what I got when I was there. I actually went to 2 Targets, okay? I realized that I needed a memory card. So I did pick up the 256 gig micro SD express card for my Nintendo Switch 2. For me, this was mandatory. That was the main reason why I went to Target, because I needed an SD card. I did pick up Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma for the Nintendo Switch 2. This is the Switch 2 edition. I pre-ordered this from GameStop. They saw my pre-order, and so I ordered online, you know, at the store for an online order, and then that still hasn't shipped. And I was, you know, I just want to play the game. So they had it at Target. This was the last one, so I picked it up. When my order comes in from GameStop, I'll just return it. The last thing that I snagged from Target was a total impulse buy, but I did pick up the Piranha Plant camera. I have been eyeing this, all right? I've been eyeing this. It's the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, right? I don't know the quality of it, but the thing that's appealing to me is the fact that you can connect it to your console if you're playing handheld mode. And I think that is super convenient. We're gonna do a separate video on this little thing right here very soon. But yeah, total impulse buy. Now, when it comes to my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch 2 so far, I can say that there are a lot of things that I really like about this new console, right? And there are a few things, actually two things, that I don't particularly care for right now. All right. And I'll get into that in a second. Let's start with the good stuff, right? First off, when I opened up the box for the Nintendo Switch 2, I was taken aback by how big the screen is. It's humongous. It's huge. And I really honestly wasn't expecting that. I feel like the videos that I saw for the Switch 2 did it no justice, right? Like I really wasn't expecting the screen to be that big. Since I am talking about the screen, I might as well mention that I did have some concerns about the resolution on the screen, considering the fact that ever since the OLED came out, I have been playing my Switch OLED, right? And I absolutely adore that screen. So we all know the Switch 2 screen isn't OLED, but I will say that the resolution is awesome. It looks amazing in handheld. That's kind of really all that as far as like my playtime, majority of my playtime, except for the past 2 hours, have been in handheld mode. And that's how it's going to be, right? I don't typically dock my television unless I'm streaming. So yeah. Screen looks fantastic. Games look great. It's awesome. One thing that I absolutely appreciate about the Nintendo Switch 2, more or less the eShop, is definitely how snappy it is. It's snappy, it's snappy, it's snappy. It's giving no lag, and it's amazing. It honestly is. I love the snappiness of the eShop. It's just quick to get the job done. I also appreciate the fact that they added a For You section, which gives you recommendations on games that, the eShop thinks that you might like. So that's pretty interesting. I think it changes every week. So that's going to be kind of fun to take a look at every week. I really like the Joy-Con. I love how easily it just totally snaps right into place. There's really no give. It's sturdy. Like the Joy-Con are on there, and that's great. Time will only tell when it comes to Joy-Con drift. But as far as like the new Joy-Con go, now I haven't tried out the mouse mode or anything like that. I think I'm actually going to take a look at that Welcome Tour game. I know, might bite the bullet and spend the $10 and try it out. But I haven't had a chance to try out the mouse mode, but I love the way the Joy-Con feel. They're nice and big. And again, that snap is everything. Now, as far as the things that I don't like, and again, there's only really two things. The first thing is, first of all, I love how sleek the system is, in general. Very sleek, looks great. But if you're someone that primarily plays in handheld mode like myself, you're going to notice it can get a little uncomfortable to play. Of course, the Switch 2 is bigger, but this whole back area is flat, okay? It's all flat, right? So playing for extended periods of time, with this flat surface isn't the most comfortable thing. I am in the market for a grip. I typically like grips for my handhelds. They're just way more comfortable for me. So if anyone has any recommendations for some grips that are super comfortable, let me know, because I am in the market to buy one. I honestly am. I definitely, like I said, you guys know, I play in handheld mode. So I want the experience to be comfortable for like 2 hours at a time. And right now, I mean, it's not unbearable, but it's definitely not the most comfortable. The other thing that I want to mention that I don't particularly like about the Nintendo Switch 2 is the battery life. And to be quite honest with you guys, this is no surprise because we knew that the battery life wasn't going to be comparable to the OLED Switch, right? I knew that going in. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely noticeable. The battery life, you're not able to play this in handheld as long as you are the OLED Switch. And that's just something that I'm going to have to get used to. It's not a deal breaker, at least right now. Even when I went on my trip to Vegas, right, on the airplane, they had charging ports and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but it's not the best. I think that's super important for a handheld. If you have a handheld, I think it's super important for the battery to be reasonable. And right now, it doesn't feel like this is reasonable. So those are pretty much my impressions on like the first couple of days that I've had with the Nintendo Switch 2, right? I'm excited for this new console. I honestly am. I can't wait to see what new exclusive titles will be dropping for this thing, right? I'm excited for some games coming out, but also games that have yet to be announced, and want to see what Nintendo and other, third-party developers or publishers have up their sleeves. Regarding what I picked up when I did pick up my Switch, and my apologies, you only saw like a couple of clips from that day for release day, and that's because once I got my Switch, I went right off to work. We got a coffee, my son and I got a coffee, and then I went right off to work. And when I got home, I was too tired to record anything. So I did get my Switch. I got the bundle, and then I also picked up Hitman World of Assassination. This is the signature edition. I had a chance to play a little bit of this, played a couple of missions. This is a bunch of fun. Frame rate is a little iffy, but I'm really digging it a lot. So yeah, I had a chance to play this. And then I also picked up Cyberpunk 2077. This is the Ultimate Edition. I already had the Ultimate Edition for the PS5, but I mean, honestly, if I'm able to play it on the go, you guys know. My handheld girly, right? I'm gonna go with the on the go option. So I've already beaten this game. I beat this game earlier this year, but I haven't touched Phantom Liberty. So I am going to play the Phantom Liberty DLC, all of that on the Nintendo Switch 2. And then from Amazon, like a week before the Switch 2 came out, I did get this Tom Talk case, which is perfection. I did a little short for it. It's great. Definitely is protecting my Nintendo Switch 2. It will protect my Nintendo Switch 2 when I take it out with me pretty much every day to go to work. Guys, if you picked up a Nintendo Switch 2, let me know what you think about it. As always, I want to thank all of you for watching this video, and I'll check you next time. Peace.